Hey everyone, hopefully this will be a real quick video. I wasn't planning on making a video today, but this is going to be in response to the Inner Badger, which is Stealth Badger's alternate channel. And that video in itself is a response to a video made by the user XXX, a murder of crows XXX, or something like that. Anyway, in that video, she was basically talking about a series of tweets that various YouTube users have been tweeting. Is that the right vernacular? I'm not sure. But mainly about what RHPS Magenta has been saying. And what she's been saying is that she lives in the same town as Nuclear Knight, and with her living in the same town, it would be fairly easy for her to go and confront Nuclear Knight about some of the shit that she's been saying. And Murder of Crows is very much against this, saying, what happens on the net stays on the net, and you have no right to go up and, confront Nuclear Knight. Now, the Inner Badger is very much against this, and I have to agree. Fuck that. If I see someone, if I'm walking around town and I see someone who I've watched videos of on YouTube talking about me and saying vicious shit about me, do I not have the right to go and confront them? Do I not have the right to go and say to them, hey, cut that shit out? Do I not have the right to go and give them a piece of my mind? And I'm not talking about violence here, I'm not advocating violence on anyone. Even someone who I despise as much as Nuclear Knight. Violence is not the answer. But, there are laws in place for that sort of shit, I just can't see why anyone can go up to anyone else and confront them, especially if they know that they've been saying, vicious, vile things about them, or people that they know. I don't see a problem in that, as long as it, doesn't get violent, as long as it just is, talk. I don't see why, just because, there's the barrier of the internet, why we have to say, okay, they're just allowed to say whatever vile things they want, and yet you can't say anything, towards them if you ever, if you ever saw them, or if they were at, a YouTube meetup or something. Just because there's this perceived shield, it does not give anyone immunity from being confronted. Words have consequences, so if you, start and continue to spout a whole load of vile on YouTube, then be prepared that maybe one day the person or persons that you've been talking about may want to have a word with you. The only difference here between talking on the internet and talking, say, in a close circle of friends is distance, really, and sometimes not even that much in the case of Magenta and Nukes. That's all. And just like if someone was talking behind your back and they were, say, 1, 10 or even 100 miles away, it would not matter. No one would be taken aback if you confronted them. I think that's one of the problems with the internet. The delusion of safety lets out the asshole in people, and they think that because they're behind a computer, they're invincible. Afraid not. It doesn't matter if you say something to one person, or if you say it on YouTube and it gets 100 views, or if you say it in a stadium that's full of 50,000 people. Don't think you can just get away scot-free from the people you insult, because you're just not living in the real world. So no, I don't have a problem with real-life confrontation, and neither would the people that do, if the situation were reversed. Kind of, speaks to their character, I think, a little bit. But hey, if you don't agree with me, and you ever see me in person, feel free to confront me and say that, what I think is wrong, because that's your right. Cheerio.